Hi there. If this video found you, it's probably not by accident. There is something here for you. A message from your higher self, perhaps. Maybe the collective consciousness or the universe itself. Gently nudging you to listen. So take what you want, whatever resonates, hold it. Whatever does not, let it go. Or maybe pass it on. Yeah, pass this story on to someone else who might need it. Maybe you're just the vessel. Okay. So for those who don't know, I do what's called a Soulful Saturday. And this is basically a story based on the cards that I pulled. So take a deep breath. Settle into your space. Maybe you're already lying down. Maybe you're curled up with a tea. Or just maybe you're watching the night roll in. Wherever you are, it's right where you need to be. And just be here in the moment. This is your Saturday Soul Story. That's a mouthful. So take a deep breath in and out. Once, there was a woman who stood barefoot in the sand. The waves rolled in, slow and steady, and the sun was warm and golden, and gave her kisses lightly on her skin, like it had been waiting for her to arrive. Children laughed somewhere in the distance. But she didn't look at them. But she did hear them. And for the first time in a really long time, she smiled without forcing it. This wasn't just a moment of joy. It was a homecoming. The sun had always been there, but she hadn't been. And she hadn't always let it in. But today, now she did. Now she stood there, feeling the light soak into her bones. She wasn't trying to be anything. She was just being. Later, you'd find her pushing a grocery cart in her local grocery store. Nothing glamorous. A regular day in a regular store doing regular things. Walking quietly down an aisle. But there was magic in it. Because for once, she was choosing her life. She wasn't grabbing food to please someone else. She wasn't budgeting to prove anything. She was simply being and simply saying, I deserve to be nourished. It was slow and it was simple and it was almost sacred. And then, under the branches of an old tree, she stopped. And the air was still. Her arms were full. She had gathered a whole cluster of wands. Old projects, old dreams, and probably even old versions of herself. One more wand sat in her hand, and two more lay at her feet. Behind her stood a sword, sharp scattered around were 3 coins, Pentacles, like little pieces of her energy dropped along the way, perhaps, maybe even given to others. And 2 cups. One was upright and full. The other was tipped over and emptied long ago. She wasn't overwhelmed. And she wasn't weighed down. She was picking up what mattered. Reclaiming what was hers. And quietly, she was letting the rest go. But there was something. Something deeper stirred beneath this. There was something more in this moment. A whisper from spirit. A truth she's been trying to avoid. Yeah, she had made some bad choices. Ones that led her far, far away from herself. She had held on to some wishful thinking, letting lofty dreams distract her from what was actually real. And for way far too long. She had been putting on a show. Performing for the world, while slowly and very quietly fading behind the curtain. But that was then, and not anymore. Under that tree, she saw it clearly. She saw the mess. She saw the weight. And still, she stood. She didn't need to be perfect. She didn't need to have all the answers. She only needed to be honest. And that honesty changed everything. So tonight, as you listen, maybe you're the woman on the sand. Or perhaps, maybe you're pushing the cart. Maybe you're standing beneath the tree, arms full of what you're still trying to carry and hang on to. Wherever you are in this story, you are allowed. You are allowed to start again. You are allowed to let the mask slip. And you are allowed to choose joy. Even now, even here, you choose joy. Because the closing message from the universe in all of this is this. Changes everything. A gentle light radiates from my heart, transforming every situation I encounter. I choose to maintain a positive attitude regardless of the challenges that may present. Knowing that joy flows from within when touched by divine light, everything around me is transformed. So let your light touch the world around you. Put your hand on your heart and just let the joy lead the way back home to yourself. And when it feels hard, when it feels messy, remember, you're not broken. You're just opening up. You're becoming real. So thanks for being here tonight. If this resonated with you, please hit subscribe, share, whatever you need to do. I wish you such peaceful sleeps. Sleep well, dream deep, and let this story settle into your heart where it belongs. And from Sir Isaac Newton, have a great night.